Thank you for listening to the Matt's Movie Reviews podcast, available on iTunes, Spotify, Podbean, and Stitcher. Also, please follow Matt's Movie Reviews on Facebook, YouTube, Parler, and Instagram. And of course, be sure to visit www.mattsmoviereviews.net for the latest reviews, top 10 lists, and more. Now, on to the show.
From heaven.
Who are you talking to? What do you want from us?
For the gift
I can see her now.
For the air we breathe. For the
It is a sin making lies up.
It's true, Mama. She was as real as you are.
Why would the Mother of God choose you? What's so special about you?
It could have been the devil. He often disguises himself.
I've come for the seers. See what you've done? You deceived everyone.
I have to go. I promised the lady I would go back.
You were just a child.
Hello and welcome to the Matt's Movie Reviews podcast. I am your host, Matthew Pejkovic, and this is episode number 288. Out now in Australian cinemas is Fatima, a based on true events drama that depicts the 1917 apparitions of the Virgin Mary to a young shepherd's daughter and the miracle of the son that followed in a small village in Portugal. Beautifully crafted and performed, Fatima is also a powerfully relevant movie that speaks to the power of faith and resolve during a time when the world was on the brink of destruction. Joining me now to talk about Fatima is the film's director, Marco Pontecorvo. Marco, I thank you very much for joining me.
Thank you.
Marco, there have been other films about the Fatima apparitions. What did you want to achieve with your film that maybe the other films did not achieve?
There is one movie, the more important, I believe, the one in 1952. Is a Warner movie. And I thought that was really linked also to the period, and it was not so focused on the things that we try to focus on. So the relationship in between mother and daughter, there were a floating Virgin Mary, that possibly, I'm not, but I thought that was better nowadays to have another approach to that, and investigate more in the characters, in the sense also of doubt that resolve to a better, a stronger belief than passing through the doubt. So like a dialectic inside of it.
Yep.
And other things. I think that it's quite different. I want almost more realistic with the roots in the ground, even if you are talking about something that possibly transcendent. And I like the idea of investigating in the spirituality of all my main characters.
I'm a Catholic, and like all Catholics, we know the story of Fatima, but we don't know the full story, little bits here and there. You researched this story quite extensively. In your research for the film, did you come across any information that was a surprise to you that you never heard of before?
Yeah, I think that in our country that is Catholic, as you were saying, all of us know bits and pieces of the story, but not the full story. And for sure, we know the surface of the story. We didn't know exactly who was Lucia, who was the mother, what was the exact. I didn't know that Portugal at the period was anti-clerical. Because they just became a republic. So all this was new for me, and and was really interesting to make this research and to enter in that period and see what their life was, and almost the fact that at the beginning this family was not for sure not a rich family, was poor. They were poor, but they were staying, I mean, quite well. I mean, they have land, they can all this was like an earthquake in their family, in the village, and in everything, because a massive movement of people also arrived actually on the land that they were cultivating. So they destroyed everything. So it was interesting to enter in the memories of Sister Lucia, and not only because we didn't read for sure only those books, but we read other books. Also, the shrine was very helpful. We met people, the historical person inside of the shrine. I read books from them. So I think part of it is in the movie anyway. I mean, I cannot put books and books in the movie, but we chose what was more important for the dramatic arch of the story.
Very important is the film was the casting of Lucia, who is played very well by Stephanie Gill. What was the casting process like in finding who would play Lucia? And why did you think that Stephanie was the perfect fit for the role?
Was quite a long process because it's not easy. I mean, when you play with kids, they are not really actor, even if Stephanie really is going to be, and she is already. But you have to find something in them that is correct for the character. And then you play a game with them, especially if they are even younger than Stephanie. Stephanie was the older of the three. So you have to put them in the situation. Anyway, going back to your question, we did several auditions in Spain because in Portugal was quite difficult to work with kids because they have only few hours, and so we went in Spain, and I don't know how it is the process when you see someone and you recognize inside of this person part of your character, then you start to dig in and try to find even more. So we did one test. I saw her. Then I saw her again, and I was flying in between Italy and Spain. And then I did the last one to see how these three can bond together and make like three different characters in a unique piece, let's say. And actually, after 15 minutes, they were bonding. They were playing together. They were. And so I said, okay, this is the nicest group that I can find. And Stephanie is capable to give you emotion and to really enter in the character. And she has an inner world that has something in common with Lucia. Completely different girl. We work on gesture, everything, because she was... she's a girl of today, and so you have to make a revolution in her way of moving, talking, playing, being a shepherd. She's not a shepherd for sure. So we work a lot on everything, and you saw the results. So she was capable to understand all the direction. In motion, emotional side, gesture, everything. She became Lucia.
The film you mentioned before has a grounding in it. You want it to be as much set in reality as you can. At the same time, there's a supernatural aspect to it.
Yeah. That's why I was saying it's
get that
strange,
balance.
but I mean, grounded on one side, on the other side, you have to look to something else. But it's. Sorry, I interrupted.
No, not at all. In that supernatural aspect, there are scenes of visions and nightmares, especially concerning the three secrets shared by the Virgin Mary. And this includes a vision of hell and also a vision of the Pope being assassinated. So on one hand, you want Fatima to be a movie that families can watch. On the other hand, you want to be true to the visions that were shared that sometimes can be horrific. How difficult was it to get the right tone in showing the visions but having them placed within a family movie?
Okay. So, for sure, this was one of my problems, as well as depict the Virgin Mary. I mean, this is something that was really difficult, and also the way create a word in between the kids and Virgin Mary. But going back to the question, I think that I did a work on all the movie about the iconography, as you can see from Harvey Keitel talking with the hell, for example, is coming from one of the painting that Lucia saw in her church. So I thought that everything that she sees is coming from her world. So something that she can understand, something that she knows, and she can enter inside. So that's why I was thinking it's not my personal vision of the hell, and it's not exactly the one in the memories of Lucia, but it's quite similar. But it's coming from this painting in the church, and all that movie is saying about the iconography, how much is important the culture and the iconography in a story like that. Regarding the other vision, I see this one as a prediction of. I don't think I was the only one, because they didn't deliver the secret up to 2000.
Yeah.
Because in 1960, when the secret arrived, I know that they thought that was too crazy to can put people in panic, because there were the Cold War and a lot of tension. And if you read it, it's an apocalypse, look like the Third World War. And so I put it in between, because also the Virgin Mary is talking about another war worse than this one. This is what Lucia reported, so as words of the Virgin Mary. And so I put it in between, like representing metaphorically all the world. And if you see also, there is another element, like recalling the iconography, San Sebastian. I mean, someone is shooting someone else with the gun, and an arrow arrives on his chest. So I know that this vision divide a little bit, sometimes the critic and sometimes they didn't. But I thought that those are the meanings that I wanted, and I want to respect also what Lucia memory said. Yep. I didn't want to do the vision of or the interpretation of my interpretation of the secret. And so I try to be quite respectful, but putting inside of a box of what I was saying about. I mean, Harvey Keitel was saying about the iconography, how much is important in the culture, the elements. You see only the vision that you have is also the Virgin Mary is similar to the painting and all the stuff. So I thought that was linked to all that, and that's what I wanted to do. I thought was the only way, but I don't know.
Marco, final question. Movies can have an effect on...
Can I finish that? Because
Yes.
you asked me also about the family. I think that is horrific, but it's not. Even kids are used to see things that are much worse.
Yeah.
And again, it's coming from a painting that comes alive. So this is the hell. The other one, unluckily, we see picture coming from real war that are even worse than what we did. So I think it was not so terrible, and they can cope with that.
Yep. Final question, Marco. Movies can have an effect on people who watch them, but also the people who make them. Saying that, has working on Fatima changed you in any way?
I think that everything that you work on is a discovery, and so it's like walking and putting something in your pocket that make you a little bit different from what you were. It's like it's becoming also it's making experience and becoming old, and for sure this is a very interesting trip, and that's what I wanted to do in the movie. This story is very important and pose very important question, and is a way to enjoy for 2 hours because there are also something that is beautiful to see, but at the same time make you think and suggest something answer, but at the same time pose questions. And so the answer is yes. I think that we are always a little bit different, and especially in a movie and a story like that.
So
hopefully better.
Yes. So for everyone listening, Fatima is now available in Australian cinemas. I highly recommend this movie. I find it, Marco, to be an absolutely beautiful film. I've been telling everyone who I can to watch it, and I just want to say bravo to you and congratulations on making this film.
Thank you very much. Thank you.